Okay, I want to get this over and done with. I've written down what I want to say because I'm finished. I really am finished. This has finished me off, Juliet. I am stupid, aren't I? I put a lot of love into that gift I made for you. But anyway, the title of this live stream, yeah, well, should anything happen to me, because you just never know, anything can happen. It's a form of it's a form of human trafficking under the guise care of the Tavistock Institute, as Mark Devlin often talks about it. It's social engineering and eugenics, and that is what is being done to people like me. But you know, Juliet, you sent me these bizarre text messages where you said to me that someone had messaged you, and you said it was a random stranger, saying that I'd said all these things about you in a YouTube video about you, which I didn't. But if you'd rather listen to a random stranger and then you're asking me to leave your home, then what does that say? I thought you were my friend. I thought I was your friend. But I actually thought I described you as well, I said that I made a friend out of a member of the public who came to my aid. But if you'd much rather listen to this, what is his name, Dan Brown, or Daniel Brown, and you said that I had texted you five or 6 hours ago saying I have made a YouTube message for you, and you messaged me to say that this Dan Brown said that I described you as fake. I watched it back. I would never say something like that anyway. I described the manageress at SDR as fake. But you're showing me that I can't trust you anyway. And there's a lot of things you haven't been honest with me about. And I talked to you about trust, didn't I? So where is this all coming from? But if you said, as you said in the text messages, if you'd rather listen to a random stranger, if you're talking about Daniel, that rings a bell. I think it was a Daniel Brown who said some absolutely vile, disgusting things on my Facebook page under a message that I put for my sisters and my second cousin, who are long estranged, because unlike you, I don't have a family to go up north to. But this video, have a look in the links below, because should anything happen to me, should I need to go to Humphrey and Co. I mean, even when I mentioned Humphrey and Co to you yesterday, you went, "Oh, Humphrey and Co." And I thought, well, that's odd. In the same way, it's odd that you haven't been honest with me. You've mentioned my bank card, which Darren mentioned. You know, the executor of my late mother's estate said to me, I don't think you should see Darren again. After Darren and his father visited her. I've been well and truly abused and exploited, and I believed Darren's mother when she said you could have a nice life with Darren. And you've said some things about Darren. Oh, so come on, because you flagged up that something was not right about this. So why are you not supporting me with adult social care? You flagged this up. You did not tell me that Eben had contacted you. Well, what did you say to her? Did you affirm me and say, yes, and I'm going to put in the link in the description below the evidence of DC Camar from Eastbourne CID. because he had Darren in custody and he went into EBUN'S flat to visit to say we've got Darren in custody and I'll do research into domestic abuse. Something that you, Juliette, you tell me you're getting help with domestic abuse. Can I believe you? Why the sudden change? Why would you rather listen to a random stranger? Why would you say that you're not, where's the key? Why would you say that human, you're not complicit in human trafficking me when you were so keen for me to go to this damn property yesterday where I had been dragged out of the building where I live by police who did this to me. And this, and ripped my button, dragging me out of A&E into a little room. You're not complicit, are you, Juliette? Really? Because it is a form of human trafficking, coercive control, and crimes under the council and the police. My stuff is in several places. It's with Steve Churchill. It's with Darren. Darren's got and big boxes with antiques in them and precious items. Eben's got things of mine. Steve Churchill has got things of mine. Now I'm here in your flat because the council told me to stay with you. And yet they told me to think of you because you're going through cancer treatment. Can we make up our minds? Can we actually be clear here, Juliette? Either you were going to help me or you weren't. You were so adamant about wanting me to go to this place yesterday. But when I received the letter at SDR Living, when I needed you to get down there to help me, and I showed you the video footage of this Ferguson, and I'm also going to put links below to the crimes which I have showed you the videos here in your flat. I have showed you the obscene phone call. I have showed you the licensee attacking me, and you yourself witnessed what you saw when random drunks came out of nowhere and attacked you. So why, as a friend, are you telling me that I'm accusing you of human trafficking when you really yesterday I felt intimidated by you, to be honest, Juliette. Yesterday I'd never seen you like this. Just like that you said to me, Bryony, look, I've been through cancer treatment. Do you want me to sound like Eben? We all know about Juliette's cancer treatment. You and I hardly know each other. You and I hardly know Eben. Eben, these are her keys. These are Eben's keys. And this is also a message from my middle sister because you've texted me to say you need my help. Do you know what I've been through the past 7 years and why I can't go to either of you? Because I'm dealing with so much narcissistic abuse. It's unbelievable. But Bronya, because you are my sister, you are a support worker for the same Southdown Housing Association as Juliette. This is a 28-day property that I was trafficked to. I mean, Juliette, you even said to me that Cameron was a bit of a wally or a bit of a pleb or whatever it was you said. Yes. Have you seen the other live streams where I've been for hours on the phone to him and I had made private recordings of hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on the phone to the council and my doctor's surgery? Because that GP is an idiot. And the receptionist said, I think you should also report Dr. Jones, because all he did was text me to say, you were with Dr. Jones for 1.5 hours. Yes, I bloody well was. In my dressing gown, pyjamas and slippers. And you've only just told me that Lisa, the manageress, said she did not want me there, but would only see you. And you'd only just told me that before walking out of the door. You only just sprung it upon me that you were going up north. But you were like, yesterday you said, I want you to, come on, we got to go and get this key, Bryony. I'm going through a very stressful time. Hang on a minute. Hang on. You agreed with me that this is criminal what they're doing to me. I don't want to go to my sisters. I'm trying to be independent, but I can't be independent because of these crimes that have been committed against me. All these keys. There's the key to SDR Living, the place that they're 24/7 there to deal with complex needs. The place I was in 7 years ago, and here we go again, and the Facebook Saffron page, Survivors of the Saffron, which I'm a survivor of, and that demented drunk weirdo Jim on the desk, and I had to put up with him again. And me and a grandmother were threatened with forcible removal. Yes. Really, really. The worst abuse I've had to date is as a vulnerable person on severe disability. My life was so much easier when I was working. Can you believe that? My life was so much easier. I've never worked so hard in my life doing other people's jobs, being on benefits. But if I'm a drug addict, a junkie, smoking, whatever, you and I wrote to the local government and social care ombudsman. You and I'm the one who self-funded hotels for 9 months, and Darren had a flat to go to, and you flagged up that something was not right about him not letting me have a key to Eben's flat. She walked in from Nigeria 3 months later. I had nutcases ringing me. There was one who was targeting satanic ritual abuse survivors like Jeanette Archer, and this particular one said, You're squatting in Yes, am I? Funny that, isn't it? But I'm going to put a link to the obscene phone call which I have showed you in your flat, Juliette. Because if you don't like the truth, I want to know where I stand. Because you have told me that a random stranger has contacted you, and you put in the text message, you put a random stranger called Dan Brown. But you'd rather listen to a random stranger, but you're not human trafficking me by putting me in this place. Come on. Am I a friend or aren't I? I put a lot of love. I didn't want to say this, but I put a lot of love into that wreath that I crafted for you. I crafted that wreath for you, the heart wreath with a frill around it. I crafted that for you in that hotel, the Cavendish Hotel, that I self-funded for 9 months with thousands of pounds of back pip. Come on, Juliette. I thought you were all about honesty. You were a member of the public who came to my aid. What if that was your mother or grandmother being mugged? I tell you, I could kill these people. I could lose it. Because if that was my mother or grandmother being mugged, people died for our freedom. And I was saying that to the police thugs who did this to me. Up to life in malfeasance of office in prison. And then I had to have an x-ray, Juliette. And this is in a hospital where I visited my mother in oncology. And it was me who did the research into the St. Wilfred's Hospice where she died. And 6 days before she died, I was forced to sign a homeless application form out of supported accommodation. The same supported accommodation Southdown Housing Association that you and my sister work for. I added to the 99% of bad reviews on Trustpilot of the local government and social care ombudsman. You and I emailed them, and they're not impartial. They're part of the corruption. I put the Chief Financial 151 officer on notice. So, yeah, Bronya, I will respond to you and I'll tell you to have a look at this, because you never know. You never know when your time is up, because I can't carry this pain anymore. Isn't it funny that in a homeless hotel, a hotel I self-funded for 9 months for my safety, I actually had to move around a bit, move up and down, lift was broken, had to move to another hotel, come back. Yeah, I said I had my 40th birthday in there. What a crappy, crummy. I had nothing. Darren kept saying to me, I'm going to surprise you. It'll be a surprise. He never did anything. My eldest sister is a landlady. Her 40th birthday was brilliant. She had a party and everything. Could they care less about me? No. And I won't go to them for help. I won't go to anyone for help. But I didn't put you on a pedestal. I just said Juliette is a member of the public who came to my aid. And now you're telling me, are you making me realise now how stupid I've been? Have I been so stupid? Anyway, so have a look at a link in the description. Because yes, I should leave a note for the executor of my late mother's estate. I still don't know how my father died, because I really don't have a reason to keep going. Yes, I made gifts for nurses who nursed my late mother at the old hospice. I made gifts for Darren's mother, Jill. I made a gift for Steve Churchill, a heart wreath. I made a gift for Eben and Juliette, which I hadn't finished. And Eben, if you're watching, how did you know about my YouTube channel? Because I asked you to speak to Juliette, and you didn't want to, but she said you spoke to her anyway. And the threat of disposing of precious items in your flat, I'll put a link in the description, because Karen, the care coordinator, was meant to make sure that you didn't dispose of anything, and she's been sacked. I've had an email to say that that care coordinator has been sacked. What are you hiding? I've had an email to say she's been sacked. The care coordinator, Karen, who got me into this place that I was in 7 years ago, and after 4 months I've been kicked out despite evidence in the description below of crimes being committed against me. And I've shown Juliette. I've shown her the video of the licensee attacking me. I've shown her evidence of an obscene phone call in the early hours. And I hadn't even been in that place for 1 month. And it's on the Metropolitan Police website. I showed Juliette that it's a criminal offence. It's rare to have these phone calls all hours, but it's a criminal offence, and they've kicked me out. And in the video, you will see in the description, I ring reception to say I've had an obscene phone call to that nutcase, Nikki, on the desk, who said that I was filming someone else's daughter. So, Juliette, what are you playing at here? Am I your friend or aren't I? I put love into that gift. And you're going through domestic abuse, are you? I don't know you. And you're not being honest with me about a lot of things. And the card business. Because if you have had contact with Darren about a card, and I'm going to put evidence below about him being arrested, and you are part of this, Juliette. You're part of this because you flagged him. You flagged up him being arrested. Are you my friend, or are you a part of the corruption? You became quite aggressive towards me about this key. This is human trafficking. You did not come down there to support me with the letter. And yet you've texted me to say that a random stranger has contacted you. Where? On Facebook? On YouTube? Why would you listen to a random stranger? Why would you? I'm your friend. Anyway, this is serious. So, should anything happen to me, it's all going to be here because I'm going to let Humphrey and Co know about it. So, Eben didn't want her details out there. What details? Her name? I've never said anything other than Eben's name. And when she threatened to dispose of my things, that's when I put her on loudspeaker one time and she was laughing. Laughing, Juliette. I'm your friend, am I? I wanted her to speak to you. I left a note in Eben's flat asking her to speak to you. She didn't want to. It's very, very shifty, all of this. Very. And I made a gift for you and Eben that I hadn't finished crafting in her flat, but she's threatened to dispose of them. And the care coordinator, who was meant to make sure that Eben looks after my possessions, has been sacked. And you're a support worker, and you're going to listen to a random stranger who is saying that I'm dissing you and saying I hate you or something, or that you're fake. I haven't called you fake. I like to know where I stand, Juliette. I'll say it again. How would you feel if someone came in here and took all your stuff and you suddenly changed towards me? And you've tried to get me yesterday. You intimidated me saying we've got to go and see this room. It's a 28-day placement and I've got no access to any of my stuff. 26 years of discrimination. Have a look at that article of me. Honestly. So anyway, I mean, you were aware of those videos, weren't you? You saw the videos saying, "Oh, Bryony's dad died. That's karma, karma." And the YouTube video of me next to a black penis because of the obscene phone call that I'm going to put in a link in the description that you have seen. And it's on the Met Police website. And I've got so much. If anything was to happen to me, this laptop would be so criminal. It would be such the evidence I have of 101 call handlers terminating my calls. When Darren assaulted me, when I was attacked at Belmore Road, where you're a crucial witness, and regarding the obscene phone call. I mean, really, really, I'm hardly seeing daylight. I don't want to go on. I've washed my hands. I thought you were my friend. You can't be one way and the other. You've got to be one or the other with this. You didn't come down when I asked you to, when I first received the letter. I needed you in front of me to say you can't do this. But you didn't. The manageress hung up in front of you when you were here a few days ago. She hung up on me. The deputy manageress, Tanya. Trying to get over a cold. This has finished me off. So, adult social care, the phone cut out and you said, oh, they've probably got other people to deal with. Other important people to deal with. I thought you were a friend. But I didn't say anything, but I thought that's a bit odd. Why is Juliette saying they've got other important people to deal with, yet you're agreeing with me that this is criminal what they've done to me and what the police have done to me? Sod it all to hell! You'd be screaming and shouting if someone came into your home and took all your stuff and they kept doing this to you and they made you sleep rough. You'd go mental. Do it to any human being. I've got crippling OCD as well. And you saw that. You saw it for yourself. Leslie, the food bank advocate, said, I got crippling OCD. Yes. Well, she didn't say I have crippling OCD. I described it to her and she said it's OCD. At a basic level, I am not sleeping or eating or functioning or seeing daylight. I've got no reason to keep going. None whatsoever. 28-day placement. You don't like me saying that you're complicit in trafficking me. What were you saying to that, Julia? You agreed with me that this Cameron is a funny one and that the woman was a funny one. Try not to do something that will get you into trouble. What? I'm trying really, really hard. I'm really trying hard. And I don't want to go on. I've been crying in your presence an awful lot. And trying to hold back the tears, which I couldn't do. And I was crying out here last night. But you don't want me here, and you don't think this is human trafficking. But you had a chance to come down. The council suggested I stay with you, and you're telling me that you don't want to get into trouble, quite rightly, if I stay with you. They've kicked me out of my home. They've taken my stuff and put it in storage. I've now got stuff. I've now once again got stuff at the council with Steve Churchill, with Darren, who's been arrested for coercive control in EBUN'S flat, where Eben has got stuff of mine. You'll see a link in the description. What's it will hit the fan. Got stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I'm also paying storage, as I told you, Juliette, for other people's clutter because of what was done to me at Cavendish Place. The mother and daughter and the plumber said the washer on the tap had gone because the place was dilapidated, and it was. And John Tutty, funnily enough, someone commented under one of my videos saying, yes, he's a bad egg. Yeah, that's why he works at Sainsbury's now, is it? Every time I complained, even on behalf of a couple who were on steroids because of bed bugs, I was on the receiving end. It's evil. This is the stuff. Call a spade a spade. This is the stuff of the devil, this is. It's absolutely evil. It really, really is. I thought you liked my honesty. You said keep documenting and being authentic. But then you've texted me to say that a random stranger has said something, and you've accused me of saying that you're an account name that's got your face and your name. Well, yeah, if it's got your face and your Facebook picture, I would be paranoid thinking it's you. But you accused me of. I don't understand. I don't understand you. I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. I've opened up my heart and soul, I have. I could even understand how you felt about Charlie Burgess, because I was hurt by him as well. And that card I made for him. I put a lot of love into things, but I'm an idiot. Sorry, I'm stupid. Anything kind I do, I just don't belong here. I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I wasn't assertive enough with you. You got a bit frustrated with me yesterday, and you know I'm extremely vulnerable. I thought I was a friend. Remember when we went to St Mary's house, you said to me, "Do you want to say that I'm your support worker?" And I said, "No, let's tell the truth." But I didn't say anything, did I? No, we're friends. So what's going on? A friend doesn't do this human trafficking. You're a member of the public who became my friend, and Darren even said to me in the Cavendish Hotel, "She's your friend, Bryony." And because of you flagging up his abuse and making me realise his behaviour wasn't right, he was arrested in Eben's flat, and Eben has used you, even though she's also abused me. That's it. I'm done. Absolutely finished and done. I am. I will tell Humphrey and Co about this. And if you want to listen to a random stranger, Juliette, you do that. You do that. A random stranger, as opposed to your friend that you're supposed to be supporting over these very serious domestic abuse and crimes of human trafficking and human rights and civil liberty and sovereignty under the council and police. That's me finished. Have a look in the description for the links should anything happen to me, because this will be for Humphrey and Co and to those whom it may concern.